What is going on, guys? I am Sam and welcome back to Louisiana. Today, I've got a little bit of adventure. As you can tell, I've got my bag. What we're going to be doing today is somewhat climbing a mountain. Now, I do live in Louisiana. We don't actually have a mountain, but we do have the highest hill in our state. It's about 500 feet above sea level, maybe about 250 feet above the ground around it. And I'm going to be going to the top of it. I mean, I've lived in Louisiana for 19 years, so I need to be able to say that I have reached the highest point in Louisiana. And I guess it's the closest thing I can get to actually climbing a mountain. So this afternoon, we're going to be giving that a try. It's a little cloudy. There's a little chance of rain, but the worst thing that can do is just make this adventure more fun. I might as well go ahead and bring my bike. This is called Mount Driskill. It's in Bienville Parish. So we're gonna hop in the tundra and go check it out. It is a hiking trail, but you know me, I just can't go too far from home without bringing a bike, so we're gonna take the YT. And in my last video, I was trying to do a round-off backflip, and I kind of did it, but I did a little cheat in it. I can finally say I've learned how to properly do one. So let's see if I can pull one out for the vlog. It's my first flip today, but we're gonna do it before we hop in the truck. Oh, stuck it. That was perfect. Well, up behind me this way is apparently what should be Driskill Mountain. And as you can see, the weather's changed a little bit from when I was filming earlier. It's pretty wet now. It's been raining a good little bit. The truck got pretty wet. So hopefully we can hike up there and not get completely soaked on the way, because that really wouldn't be super funny for climbing a mountain. You just get poured on. As you can see with the clouds, it's pretty likely it's gonna happen. So I'm gonna switch to the GoPro. I don't be carrying this camera around. Flat state, flat mountains. So I think as is pretty typical for mountains, his little cell tower up there is probably at the top. Because I mean, if you have a high point somewhere, that's where you wanna put your cell tower so it reaches the farthest signal. And it's not the craziest mountain climb at all. There's just a little trail and we're gonna walk up this and we're probably gonna end up somewhere up there is my guess, but I've never been to Driskill Mountain. I don't really know what to expect. I'm just hoping that this doesn't start raining on me. That's gonna be the only thing that can really ruin my my hike here, but I have a rain jacket on, so we should be set even if that happens. But we have a little split in the road. This looks like a little trail that goes off that way, probably for something else. And then right here we have our first official sign that says designated trail. So I think this is what we're gonna have to climb if we want to get to the peak of Driskill Mountain. And the thing was, back there a little ways is actually where I passed the cell tower. It is not at the peak of this like I expect it to be. So we're gonna keep on walking, go up this way. Hopefully this is a trail to take me where I need to go. We have a little tree to go under. That's gonna be kind of cool. That's pretty cool. We're just gonna dance right under that and away we go. The sprinkle is starting to pick up a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and pull out my hood. And this ground's starting to get a little bit muddy. It's red clay. If you know anything about Louisiana red clay, it is not the most fun stuff when it gets wet. It's really sloppy and slippery. Hopefully I don't go falling back down this trail, but it is a possibility. So the trail actually splits. There's a designated trail that goes this way and another trail that goes that way. I think it's a little bit more technical, a little bit longer. We're gonna go on the main path because I don't know my way around here and it's raining. So the quicker I get back, probably the better off I will be. The kind of cool thing is there's a lot of cleared land all around these trails, so you're not really walking straight through the woods, and you can see a little bit of the terrain. I don't know, there is a little bit more hills there than you kind of usually see in Louisiana. I don't know if that's just because this is somewhat of a little hilly area in Louisiana. Got my little trail down here and I can look up and I can kind of see up there that it does get higher. I don't know if that's going to be the peak of the mountain. And there is more thunder right on cue. This is getting really exciting. I don't know how high we're gonna go or how many levels this little trail kind of wraps around, because after all, this is basically a big hill. It's not really a great steep point of a mountain to climb. The sprinkles kind of keeping me cool. I'm at a great temperature. I did decide not to ride the bike. I just didn't really want to start downpouring and maybe stuck on a bike, because it's a little bit more fun to walk in the rain than it is to ride bikes in the rain. So I know the question you all have is, what kind of stuff do you see while you're out hiking a mountain in Louisiana? Well, let me show you. First off, you got some rocks. Very nice rocks, really high quality. We also have some cut trees. They even have some little fungus, some little moss on there. I mean, smells pretty good too. Smells pretty fresh. The most typical thing you can expect is some pine straw, and today's specimen is, it's a little wet. It's kind of damp, but you know, look at the weather. That's just something that you can expect. I have to say though, compared to some of the trails I've been on in Louisiana, this one is surprisingly nice. It's pretty well groomed. There's no little sticks like slapping you in your face, and it's actually kind of cleaned off for your feet to go on. This is not the worst trail I've ever hiked up or biked up or been on, for that matter. Now, I don't know it, but this looks like a really steep bit. In fact, it might even be the final ascent. It's the steepest part of the climb that we've had so far. And I mean, we haven't done any climbing really at all, but this might be actually kind of a chunky bit. We got some little rocks for climbing up. This is the only time I'm actually feeling like I might be putting out some energy to really scale the last couple hundred feet of this mountain. It's like they say at Mount St. Helens, 2 steps up, 1 step back. We're kind of feeling that right now, especially in this wet Louisiana clay. I don't really know how well rain shows on the video, but it's starting to pick up a good little bit right now. I'm really kind of getting sprinkled on, So that's adding to the excitement. I made it up the last climb, and I think I'm on the last little stretch of trail to make it to the highest point in Louisiana. This is actually something that I'm surprised I've waited this long to do, because there's literally been zero effort. I just kind of drove here and walked up this trail. It's not hard at all. We're on our way to Driskill Mountain, elevation 535 feet above sea level. I was gonna say that's not too bad, but in all honesty, that is pretty bad. We've got a little green bench to sit on. In fact, let's take a little rest right here. After your exhausting climb up, don't worry, they've got you taken care of. A little green bench, you can lay back, take a nap while I'm getting rained on straight in my face. I don't like that. And over here is the sign, elevation 535 feet. The High Pointers Club. This thing is pretty cool. Oh, and here's a sign that says the overlook is this way. Let's go check it out. As you can tell, I'm starting to get pretty wet. The rain's definitely picking up. I'm feeling pretty soaked. Let's see if the view makes it all worth it. This is gonna be the deciding point. Oh, this is one of the coolest things I've seen in Louisiana, I have to admit. That is not a shabby view. Let's get a little closer. This is making me pretty excited. Let's go right up to the edge. This is it. Check out the view from Driskill Mountain, the highest point in Louisiana, 535 feet. I am on top of Louisiana right now. I'm looking at another little hill out there, the fog, the rain, the trees. It's all come together to make this pretty cool. I'm glad I made it up here. Look at this. That is actually a pretty rewarding view. I was not expecting something this great. I think I've got to say, if you just want to claim that you made it to the highest point in any state, Louisiana has probably got one of the easiest points to climb. I mean, 535 feet above sea level. Definitely not anything crazy to brag about, but you got a kind of decent view and you got some good bragging rights. Let's hit a little flip real quick. It seems that this bench is from the High Pointers Foundation, the education, support, and conservation of the highest point in each of the 50 United States. That's pretty cool, and we've made it to the one in Louisiana. Flip has been completed. Highest point in Louisiana. I'm pretty proud of that one. Once you get up, the only thing left to do is get back down. See if we can make it back home without getting completely caught in the rain. Hair's getting a little wet, but the hood's saving me. Glad I brought the rain jacket. You got to be prepared for any kind of weather here in Louisiana, especially in spring. You never know what it's gonna do, but we made this hike happen. Pretty stoked on that. Well, to make it official, on today's date, Louisiana Samuel officially signed himself into the 2025 Driskill Mountain logbook. I'm pretty proud of that. We made it to the top. The little logbook's just kind of sealed up in there. That's pretty cool. They can sign their name. Let's make our way back down. Project Driskill Mountain was complete. Well, the fun part of the hike up is the little jog down. This is that steep little bit. Right before you get to the very peak, we get to pick up some momentum and got a reindeer trot down. This is the most fun part of the hike so far. I mean, even the rain, this has been incredible. The only downside I've had so far is that as the rain has picked up, the clay has gotten a lot sloppier, so my return hike is not as fun as my hike to the top was. Not only am I wet now, the ground's also really starting to get wet and absorb all the water that's been raining for a little bit. Well, we have made it back just in time for it to be getting dark. That was an official Driskill Mountain climb, and honestly, it was just kind of exactly what I was expecting. It was a nice little mountain, Louisiana. You could go up and be at the highest point. It was a really cool view. It was a cooler view than I expected. Also, tonight is time change, which means we're gonna have another hour of daylight tomorrow. I am so excited for that. I did bring my bike in case I wanted to ride it up the mountain, but once it started raining, I really decided I didn't want to do that. It is a lot more fun to be out walking in the rain than it is to get stuck on a bike ride in the rain. The water just gets kicked up onto you and all the mud too, and it soaks your legs a lot faster than if you're walking. So I didn't get to do that. Maybe we'll return to Driskill Mountain on a better day. Maybe we won't, but I'm really glad I was able to check it off, and I got my name in the logbook. So if any of you guys ever go climb Driskill Mountain and you see Louisiana's name in the logbook, go comment below. I even completed the hike without my cat. I had to leave James at home. James, do you wish you had gone to Driskill Mountain? No? Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I had so much fun hiking Mount Driskill. It was nothing insane. It's not a super tall mountain. It's not a crazy climb, but I'm so glad I actually get to say I was at the highest point in Louisiana. It would be kind of a shame if I've lived in Louisiana all my life and I've never been there, because that's just something I had to check off, and we even did it with the backflip. So if you go check this place out, please comment below. Let me know how you liked it. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, share this video with your grandmother, go take your grandma on an adventure, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.